The last piece of the writing process, step 6, is to publish or submit. So in your notes, take a minute and write this last heading down as far as the 6 stages of the writing process. Pause it if you need to. So in this stage, you need to use the guidelines you've been given to prepare your paper for publication. To publish means to make a written work public for others to see. When you publish your paper, you should write very carefully and take your time. The published copy of your paper should not have any mistakes, within reason. You will only want others to see your very best work. Be prepared to present your paper in a clean, easy-to-read format. Correct any errors you make before turning your paper in. If your teacher wants you to write in ink, this doesn't really apply to us, but you should use only blue or black ink. So this is if you're doing a handwritten paper, which we don't really do a lot of as far as submitting your final work. Okay, if your teacher wants you to type your paper on the computer, be sure you know all the guidelines for formatting your paper and use spell check. So use those resources available to you. So in your notes under step 6, publish and submit, I want you to really actually just write one thing down. When you publish your paper, you should write very carefully and take your time. And actually add one other thing. You can write that it should be as close to error-free or mistake-free as possible. Some of us are still learning some of the basics of grammar and spelling, and so within reason, do the best you can in this stage to have your paper be free of grammar and spelling mistakes. So pause the video and write those couple things down. Last thing, guys, this is just a review of everything we just talked about. So this is actually back in, session 3, week 4. If you want to refer back to it, this would be a great thing to print for a snapshot of the writing process in addition to your notes that you just took. So this is an easy reference, and it kind of gives a snapshot, like I said, of each step. So step 1 is pre-write. And like we talked about, it's to begin each writing assignment by generating ideas for what to write about. And then step 2, organize ideas. After you've decided on the ideas you would like to write about, use a method of organization to help you prepare to write your paper. There are many options available to you. You should choose the one most appropriate to the type of writing you're doing. And then some examples to review are outlines, idea webs, and storyboards. Step 3, create the first draft. So once you have a plan in place for how you will organize your paper, you're ready to begin writing. The main things here are to concentrate on getting all of your ideas down on paper and to reread to make sure all of your sentences and paragraphs express complete thoughts. And then step 4, revise the second draft, is to carefully read the first draft and to pay attention to the following, thus making the appropriate revisions. Focus, organization, clarity, tone, and word choice. And then step 5 is proofread, the final draft. So this is when we go back and carefully read your paper again. This time you need to pay specific attention to grammar and usage, and carefully look for and correct each of the following: capitalization errors, punctuation errors, misspelled words, and grammar errors. And then step 6, publish, is to use the guidelines you've been given to prepare your paper for publication, or in our case, submitting. Be prepared to present your paper in a clean, easy-to-read format. The 6 steps of the writing process should be used for any writing task you encounter, whether for school or personal pursuits. Okay, guys, so this is a review. This is a great resource actually for you to go back to, and you can even pause this video to add anything that's listed here that you might want to add in your notes or were missing from your notes, and or feel free to go back to this in your course and print this off, highlight things that stand out to you to keep as a reference.